Okay, now the next topic is how to calculate the demand of a particular project or the demand of a particular city. So our objective is to learn how to design a project or how to develop a water supply system for a particular community or a city. So we discussed the different type of sources, then how to select the sources that we will discuss later. But now you want to know how to calculate the demand of a particular community or the particular city. So here whenever we are talking about demand means, that means in simple term, that is our requirement, is it? Demand is nothing but our requirement. How much you need, that is the demand. But in the case of water supply, the demand has got some standard values. That means you may be required, you need say 100 liters per day for your own use, and then somebody else may need say 150 or 200 liters per day. It varies from person to person, and again it varies from place to place. Again it varies from day to day, from season to season. All these variations are there that we know. In a hot summer day we may use more water for drinking as well as taking bath, etc. And then again gardening, etc. So but when we are planning a project, you want to know what is the standard system, what is the standard method of calculating the demand of a project. It should be standard, is it? You cannot project or you cannot do a project as your own intention or your own perceptions. You have to have some standards when you are doing the project work, is it? So that is why you have to learn what is the demand. So demand is in specific terms. You have to know the water demand. It is the optimum quantity. These words are very specific. It should be the optimum quantity. Then second one is, it is for an individual. The demand should be for individual. And what is the purpose? The purpose is to sustain life. That means the demand of a particular person to sustain life. Then that is the simple word, the demand. Now in water supply, when we are whenever we are talking about demand, there is a specific term, that is per capita demand. That means the per person demand is specified more elaborately. It is the per capita demand. So the per capita demand is the annual average optimum quantity. That means it should be the annual average optimum quantity. It should not be the per day demand. As I mentioned, since it varies from day to day or from season to season, you have to standardize it. That's why the term is very specific. You have to take the annual average optimum quantity. Then again, the second important thing, it should be per person. Then to sustain the life of a livelihood. Here it is mentioned to sustain life, but in this particular per capita demand it is more specific. It is to sustain the life of a livelihood. Then again, next is to keep the body and surroundings clean. To keep the body and surroundings clean up to a standard level. That means we can use more water to keep the body and surroundings clean, but we intend to give or we intend to provide the quantity that is required to sustain the life of a livelihood to a particular standard. That means to a standard level only. It is not more, but it is not less, but it should be the optimum. And again, what is the livelihood? So the livelihood means if you want to sustain the life, you have to provide, you have to maintain some other system also. For example, if there is a 5-member family, there may be one dog or one cat or one cow, so many things are there. Is it? That is to sustain the life of that particular family. Again, there may be a person coming for assisting the households. So there may be some gardens. So all these things you have to maintain to sustain your life. For all these purposes, you have to provide the water. That's why it is specifically mentioned. It is per average, annual average quantity. Again, it should be per person. When you are representing the per capita demand, we are representing it per person, and you have to consider the required quantity to sustain the life of that particular family or your own. Okay, so that is the definition for the per capita demand. So usually in the question paper or in all the questions, they may ask, write a short note on per capita demand, then you have to specifically answer these words. That means it is the annual average optimum quantity, and it is for per person to sustain the life of a livelihood, and it is for keeping your body and the surroundings to a standard level. That is the definition of per capita demand. And in always in the water supply or environmental engineering, all the time we are saying per capita demand, etc. That word is coming repeatedly in many of the chapters and many of our question paper. So you have to be more careful. Then what is the unit of per capita demand? The unit of per capita demand, it is liters per capita per day. That is in short LPCD. LPCD. In small letters or on small letters also you used to write, that is LPCD, that is liters per capita per day. That is per capita per day. And in different, then again, this per capita demand, as I mentioned, it varies from place to place and from community to community, it varies. And because of when the government is providing some water supply facility, they have to maintain a standard value for uniform places, is it? Because of that, the government has published the standard values which is to be adopted for design purpose. For example, if it is a city, that means if it is a metro city, or if it is a municipality, or if it is a rural panchayat, there we have different standards. You have to follow that standards. And again, there are standards based on the population. That means if the population is very large, that means it is a developed place. In that case, you have to provide little bit more water. Why we are providing more water for a developed area? In such places or in that cases, there may be number of public or civic utilities are there. That is why we are providing more water. And whatever water we are providing to that particular civic body or civic utilities, that quantity also we are considering or we are taking into account when we are calculating the project cost in terms of per capita, or in terms of liters per capita per day. That is the norms you have to follow. Okay, now what are the different type of water requirements? For what all purpose we need water? The water requirements are, first one is our residential or domestic use, is it? Then second one, the institutional use. So when we are planning a project, you have to consider the institutional use. Different institutions may be there in that particular community. You have to provide the required quantity to that particular institution. Then third one, the public or civic use, that is the public toilets, public markets, etc., etc. So this public or civic use. Then fourth one is the commercial or industrial use. There may be number of industries or commercial institutions. What are the commercial institutions? The hospitals, the hotels, that type of commercial institutions are there. So all these institutions use, their demand also you have to consider. Then you have to consider another is the fire demand. That means whenever there is a city, you have to provide certain quantity for firefighting. So if there occurs some fire, then the department has to take water. The fire force come with a the what is that, their tanker, etc. So you have to provide the water. As a water supply engineer, you have to provide water for the firefighting. So that means you have to provide a certain provision in that project, that is the fire demand. Then the system losses. So you know that whenever we are taking the water and distributing through the pipes are not fully watertight. You see, there may be very small leaks may be there. There may be very small leaks through the taps. In your own households systems, there may be small leaks. So all these system losses. Again, another main loss is whenever we are pumping water to a elevated reservoir for distribution, sometimes it may overflow. Is it? All these losses you have to consider, and the system losses, that is the required quantity. So these are the water requirements for which you have to provide quantities when you are planning the project. These are the different requirements. So now we will discuss in detail each requirement, what is the standard value. Okay.